Download the BCSN Plus app today. Local sports all the time. Visit BCSNNation.com for details. Discounts may apply. Baseball with Bruce is brought to you by State Farm agent Julie Spann Johnson. Covering your bases and protecting your future. Call Julie for all of your insurance needs.
Baseball with Bruce Johnson. Bruce, let's begin with your spotlight items of the week. Anthony Wayne went 2-1 in a week that included shutting out Perrysburg for the second time this season. It can thank Jackson Urinovich for that. What made him an X factor in that one?
He was so great. He had good control of his fastball. His off-speed pitches were working. And as you mentioned, it was the second time they were able to shut out Perrysburg, who's a great team. And with Anthony Wayne going forward with Owen Graff and Jackson Urinovich, they could be a tough out in this year's state playoffs.
Over to St. John's, an 8-0 win over Southview on Senior Day. Donovan Mattamore, he showed up and out in his final career home game. What made him so dominant?
Well, he had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs, a 3-run homer and a 2-run homer. But the thing I liked about it, his bat's getting hot, and this St. John's team is going to be real difficult to beat going forward. The interesting thing I was telling you as we started this show, his brother and his father are both assistant coaches at St. John's. His brother has never had a 2-run home run game, but Dad chimed in to let him know, I had a 4-run home run game against Swanton back in the day, son. But it was the first time I really seen his dad relax and enjoy his son's achievements.
Well, of course you could enjoy it when you know he's not going to beat out what you've done in the past. Dinner conversations, definitely very fun in the Mattamore household. As for your game of the week, it takes us to a regular season finale at Bedford. What matchup are you eyeing?
I'm looking at this. I had Whiteford earlier in the year. They're a very good team, smaller school up in Michigan. They play great baseball, well coached. But Coach Treichel and the Bedford Mules, 28 years there, over 600 victories. I think this Bedford team is improving and getting hot at the right time. Don't know what they'll do in the state playoffs up there, but it should be a great matchup seen only here on BCSN.
Last year, these two teams met in the regular season finale, Bedford taking a 10-9 dub. It was a barn burner, so
it was.
We can expect more of the same. Who's your team of the week?
My team of the week's the Late Flyers. Last year, they were state runners-up in Ohio. They've continued this year with great play. Coach Casey Witt's got the team playing phenomenal. And when you got 2 guys on the mound like Jade Blazevich and then you got Drew Tageblick, you can beat anybody. They're going to be dangerous at tournament time. They're in a very tough bracket, but don't be surprised if we're talking about the Lake Flyers late into the season.
The Flyers riding a 4-game winning streak. Next up is Rossford. It already beat Rossford twice this season by a combined score of 33-2. So we may be able to expect some more dominance.
Yes, I think we will.
Who's the player of the week for you?
Roman McCarris. I've covered this young man for a lot of years. Last Saturday, he had a great pitching performance against Liberty Benton. The thing about Roman, he's not going to impress you with his overall velocity, but the young man knows how to pitch. And let me tell you, when he's hitting his corners, he's very tough to beat. Roman McCarris, congratulations. I've enjoyed watching you. You're having a great senior season.
That Northview defense is cooking. A 7-game winning streak, and it hasn't allowed over 2 runs in any of those games.
That's pretty impressive. There's no question.
But still not impressive enough for your top 10. Let's take a look. Anthony Wayne staying firm at number 1. Perrysburg makes the most movement out of any team by dropping down 2 spots. What is the differentiator between the trio of Ottawa Hills, St. Francis, and the Yellow Jackets in Perrysburg?
They're all really good teams. Perrysburg had a rough week, losing twice to Anthony Wayne and then losing to Clay and Lakota West, so they lost 4 games. St. Francis is playing their best baseball this season. But those Ottawa Hill Green Bears, I tell you what, I've covered them 3 times. They've been terrific all year, and I think for a smaller school, they really have earned that spot at number 2, and I think they're going to be a very tough out in this year's tournament.
Finally, your alumni shout-out. Who gets it from you?
RJ Shunk from Evergreen High School and the University of Toledo. He's doing a great job. As we know, the University of Toledo is hot and could be a favorite to win this year's MAC tournament. But RJ, you've had a great year for Toledo. Keep it up and bring a championship home for those Toledo Rockets.
Speaking of head coach Rob Reinsteidel before the MAC tournament, he said the team's pitching is as good as any team in the MAC. And with RJ there, it's hard to believe that is not the case.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I had their game against Central Michigan Friday. This team is hot. The bats are coming alive. The Rockets are going to be tough to beat.
Bruce Johnson joining us in studio. Such a pleasure. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Yao.